So, what is success? Well, it's a question we all ask at some point in our lives, and honestly, I get questions people ask me about success every single day. Maybe not directly, but people saying, hey, Chris, I want to be able to manage my team better. We need to get higher profit margins on our food costs. Or, our social media sucks. What should I do? All these are ways of saying, you know what? In this area of my life, I need help. I don't feel successful. And we all have certain parts of our life that we're probably happy with, and other parts we probably aren't. The first thing I'll say is, if you're making excuses about your lack of success, drop it. You're not going to serve yourself in any way by doing that. All you're doing is saying, you know what? This isn't under my control, so it's not my fault that I'm not successful. It's your fault. It's the economy. It's the restaurant down the street's fault. And you do that instead of actually making a change for yourself. But if you get really real and honest with yourself and say, you know what? Back when I was 22 and 25 and 28 and 37, and this happened, the only thing that's constant with all those things is you or me. So own it and deal with it. And say, you know what? Maybe this isn't working. Maybe it's time to try something new. So success. I have two ideas from people that are way smarter than myself. The first being from Benjamin Franklin. A quote I love from him is, if I do tomorrow what I did today, I will get tomorrow what I got today. What does that mean? It's quite simple, really. It means if I keep doing the same thing I did yesterday, I keep getting the same results today, and tomorrow, and the next day. So if it's not working, it's time to analyze and say, well, what do I need to do better? Maybe it is making excuses. Maybe it's time to stop making excuses and say, you know what? Maybe it's time to take ownership of myself and of my business and of my relationship. And take responsibility for whatever piece of the puzzle is yours. You know, we all get in arguments and fights in relationships. And almost never is it 100% one person's fault and 0% the other person's fault. Right? If nothing else, it's at least 99 and 1. And if you have 1% of the fault, then there's something different that you can do next time. And you can learn from it and grow and get better. So just ask yourself, look in the mirror and say, what do I need to do tomorrow that will get me in a better place than I am today? So that's the first thing about success. The second is from a financial guy from I think it was the 40s and 50s. His name was Albert Ian Gray. And he's got a great talk, actually a really short book called The Common Denominator of Success. And it's really quite simple. It's very simple, almost as simple as Benjamin Franklin's. He says, the one thing that separates people that are successful from those that are not, the one thing is that they're willing to create habits that unsuccessful people are not willing to create. They get up early. They don't go out all night. They quit smoking or drinking. They take care of their relationships. They go to the gym. Whatever it might be. So the question to ask yourself is, well, man, this part of my life, my career really sucks right now. What are the habits that I need to create that are going to help me to be successful tomorrow and the next day? But instead, we go out and drink with our buddies, wake up hungover, and do the same damn thing the next day. It's time to grow up. It took me a long time to realize that. The only thing I was doing by avoiding dealing with the problems and challenges in my life was creating further problems for myself. So find those habits you need to create. And if you want to get really technical, a restaurant is successful when they have habits, which are essentially procedures that are in place, that aren't dependent on a person showing up or not. It's dependent on the person who's doing the job executing the way they're supposed to. That's what a habit is. And the restaurants that are not successful, they're the ones where, oh yeah, just go do this, go do that. And what happens? There's no consistency, they close their doors after 6 months, and everybody needs a new job, and somebody's in bankruptcy. So create those habits, figure out what they are for yourself. But I'm tired of people just not taking ownership of their life, you know? Like realize that you have one life, I have one life. Let's make the fucking most of it, you know? Like, Stop making excuses. Stop complaining. Things aren't going to always go right. They never do in life. That's part of what it means to be a human being on this planet. And when you realize that and say, you know what, this can go right, but you know what, all this other stuff in my life is actually pretty great. You start to get a little bit of perspective and say, you know what, all right, like, that sucked, but I'm going to keep fighting, I'm going to keep going. Because you have two choices. Yeah, you can quit. You can feel sorry for yourself, and I've done that plenty in my life. But what ends up happening? For me, it was spending pretty much a year on the couch feeling sorry for myself. I almost ruined my relationship. My family was like, Chris, wake the hell up, dude. What the hell's your problem? All you're doing is wasting your time. And nobody around you wants to see that. They want to see you being successful just like you want to be. But if you're being successful, it's up to you. It's not up to your team, up to your partner, to anyone else. So focus on the things you can control. And the two things you can control are your attitude, how you're showing up every day to your relationships, to work, and your effort. Go all in every single time. So I'll leave you with that. Go all in. We get one shot. Make it count. And I hope you'll pass this on to a friend, a family member, somebody that needs to wake up and say, you know what, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to create and develop some habits that are going to help me to be successful. Because if I don't, I'm going to get tomorrow just what I got